Hello friends, my name is Leigh and I share videos about photography as an art and as a lifestyle, as well as videos on anything else that strikes my fancy. Today I am going to be answering your questions. I put out the call on social media a few days ago for any questions that you wanted to ask, and we'll answer them today. I'm actually looking forward to this because I haven't done one of these in a long time. I used to do them quite often. Okay, the first question, I'm actually going to combine this with another one. There's some similar elements here. Rufus asks, why the hype and argument on full frame APS-C and micro four thirds? Like so many people argue this is better than that. In some degree, aren't they all the same, or is picture quality totally different? And then Bill asks, do you think technology is rendering medium format obsolete in light of the latest full frame sensors? I'm weighing my next camera selection between Leica and Sony. Okay, so let me try and stay on track here because I think I could talk about this topic for a very long time. And I actually do talk about this topic. I won't go too in depth on sensor sizes and the differences between them in this video. I do talk pretty extensively about it in my Basics of Photography course. That course is free. I will link to it in the description of this video. Okay, so Rufus says, so many people argue that this is better than that. Yeah, people like to argue on the internet. So, I don't know if you heard, and you know, people I have noticed get territorial and defensive about what they are shooting. I mean, you've spent a lot of money on this camera. It's probably natural to think, of course, what I bought is the best. Reality is, like you said, in some degree, aren't they all the same? Yeah, they all take photos. They all can be super enjoyable. They all have their benefits, from micro four thirds or 1-inch sensors all the way up to medium format. Part of the differences between sensor sizes, I think, is people being misinformed. Also, I think that sometimes folks can just be trying to get views or trying to get attention or get an argument, like I said before. So yeah, there's benefits and drawbacks as you step up in sensor size and as you step down in sensor size. Flash Venture says, I am photographing historical homes and buildings in a small city. I will be using a full frame DSLR. Help with lens choices. Do you know of any courses or online classes that may help with this task? This sounds very exciting. Historical homes and buildings sounds like a fun thing to photograph. Okay. Generally, if we're talking about lens choices, generally I know that real estate photographers, people who are shooting interiors of homes, really like ultra-wide lenses because you can see in the image wider than you can see with your eyes. So you're gathering a lot into your photo. That being said, if we're talking about the outsides of homes and buildings, I would encourage you to, go for that ultra-wide shot where you're getting the entire structure into your image, but experiment with going more narrow, 50 millimeters, even to telephoto, because you can capture details of buildings that you may not otherwise notice, and it definitely will tell the story of the building or of the structure better than just looking at one overall image. So yeah, that's, and then courses or online classes. I don't have any courses or any videos on real estate photography, but I will find a channel that looks cool and I will link to it in the description. Skip says, here's one, Leigh. What do you think about the new AI features and editing programs such as Luminar Neo? And which editing software is a good replacement for Lightroom now that Lightroom is an online subscription service? Full disclosure, I have Lightroom and don't want to pay monthly fees. My standalone Lightroom is no longer supported and I'm looking at either DxO or Neo. Glad to see you're doing better now. You and Raymond have been doing a lot. Glad to see it. Thank you, Skip. I getting better every day. Most days. It's an up and down journey. Okay, so AI features, let's start there. man, it's cool. That's what I think. It's so exciting to have these features like where I want to mask something in my image and Lightroom or whatever software is detecting it for me. It detects the sky so that I don't have to mask the sky myself. Oh, I love it. But I do have a video where I discuss kind of the types of AI as I see them and my thoughts on it. I will link to that in the description, as well as I have videos on Luminar Neo and DxO Photo Lab 3, I believe, because I have Lightroom, but I also have Photo Lab and Luminar Neo. I really like them all. I use them all. So I don't think there's one right or wrong if you're talking about Photo Lab or Luminar Neo. I think that you should do the free trials and see what you think, because there's definitely kind of, they each have their own benefits. So I would go in and edit a few images, like pull a landscape, pull a portrait, whatever it is that you like to photograph, and just see how easy it seems to be for you to achieve the results you want, and how enjoyable is it for you to use the software. Okay. Next is Jens or Yen, I think, says, I've often thought of asking you for displaying the kit that you actually employ for filming, and am curious on all the widgets and stuff needed to display, record, etc. Oh man. So what do I use for filming? I use different things for filming in different situations. However, let's take right now, I am using the Lumix S5 II. I actually grabbed we have two of them. I grabbed the other one and put it next to me to break up all of the orange over here. And if I'm in the field, in fact, this has a little tripod foot on it because I was in the field last night shooting a video and I used the 20 to 60 millimeter kit lens that you can get with the Lumix S5 II. I am using our other Lumix S5 II right now, but I'm using the Sigma 50 millimeter f1.4 DGDN art lens. I have to send that back today. I'm only borrowing it, that lens. Very sad because I really like it. I use a Zoom H4n and a Sony lavalier mic. Both of these things are many years old, so not available anymore. However, Zoom and Sony, I'm sure, have newer versions of these things. If I'm in the field, I will use the Rode Wireless Go 2 lavalier mics. And what else do I use? Oh, tripods. I use a variety of tripods. Your tripod isn't so important. Most things work. I've used $15 tripods. I've used hundreds of dollars tripods. I also am using this to monitor myself to make sure that everything is still looking good. This is the Atomos Ninja 5, and it's just on a light stand. And what else do I use? Oh, lights. Sometimes if I'm in the field, last night I used some Lytra Pro lights. I don't even know if those are available because Lytra got purchased by Logitech some time ago. And right now I'm using Colbor continuous lights. These are the CL220, I believe. I will put them on the screen right now. I'm using those here with softboxes, and in the back to illuminate my backdrop, I am playing with the Colbor CL220R lights. As you can see, they are RGB lights and you can change the colors. You'll be seeing a video about those in the near future. I did a photo shoot with them and I played around with them for shooting videos, and obviously I like it a lot. It's a lot of fun to use. So that's what I use. I think that's it. Okay, next question. Byron says, what is depth of field? LOL. Yeah. Oh wait, no, not Byron, Brian. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. yeah, the depth of field video, Brian, you're obviously an OG on the channel, because, well, that's not even necessarily true, because I guess that's still continuously a very well viewed video on my channel. It is a video from a very long time ago, and Raymond and I thought we were being so funny. I was like laying on the pool table, showing you pool balls, and it turned out much different than we were intending it to be. And well, like I said, it continues to be a very popular video. And then Desislava said, you should watch her Basics of Photography course to find out. Yes, thank you, Desislava, for the plug. I do talk about it in the free Basics of Photography course. And, Desislava asks her own question, is 50 millimeter or 75 millimeter lens best for portraits after all? That is completely personal preference. You might want to use 24 millimeters. You might want to use 50 or 75. I like to use 85 a lot of the time. Shoe size, question mark, says Vinny Daps. I don't know, 9.5 or 10? I don't know why you want to know that. I'm not going to think about it. Bloss says, are you aware of how much we love you and support you from different parts of our world? Thank you very much. Bloss, you've been on this channel for a long time, and I appreciate it, especially in the last, it's been over 1.5 years at this point that I've been struggling with back issues. It's really been amazing and incredibly helpful to me in terms of morale that to see all of the supportive comments and messages that I have gotten, because it's tough. It's tough to be injured. So it's been amazing. I'm very lucky. And the last question that I have for today is from Manuel Tech. What's the most fun you've had taking wildlife photos? And I like that he put an eagle emoji and a deer emoji after that. Very cute. The most fun I've ever had taking wildlife photos. I love taking wildlife photos because I love animals. But I would say the most fun I've had, oh, I know, this is obvious. The most fun I've had taking wildlife photos was on the 10-day workshop that I co-led with Juan Pons. It was so much fun. You viewers that came, and I, along with Juan, drove around day after day in Yellowstone and Grand Teton looking for wildlife. We saw lots of bears, we saw baby badgers, we saw lots of cool wildlife, but it was amazing and so much fun to be with people who were as excited about this stuff as I am. And Raymond and I are talking about doing another tour or workshop of some kind, because they're exhausting, they're a lot of work, but it is amazing to be with people who are as excited about photography as I am. I have partnered with Juan Pons for that wildlife photography trip, and also with Dr. Jose Francisco Salgado for the trip that we took to Yellowknife in Canada to photograph the Aurora Borealis. Amazing. Those two guys are tour operators. They do photography, and in terms of Dr. Salgado, science, tours and workshops. And I will link to both of them below, because if you are looking to experience a tour, they are incredible. Okay, those are the questions that I have for today. Thank you all for submitting your questions. And if you have more questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comments. I try to answer and see all of the comments on new videos for at least a few days before they kind of get lost in the shuffle of all of the comments on the literally thousands of videos that I have on my channel at this point. So I will do my best, but even if it's more than a few days from now, ask your question. I might see it, or somebody else from the community might see it. So that's it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.